I think many people get tripped up by the phrase and terminology of a Christian can have a demon. Because that implies, that implies that a Christian can be possessed by a demon. And demon, all that means is unclean spirit. Okay? So that is incorrect, though, that a Christian can be possessed by a demon or by an unclean spirit. Now, can they be oppressed? Absolutely. We are told to armor up. In Ephesians 6, it says to armor up with the full armor of God. And there's a reason for that. Our battle is not with flesh and blood. So what is it with? Let's take a look. Okay, so we are to put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So with that being said, we are to armor up. Unclean spirits can afflict and oppress Christians. I say all this just to say, don't get tripped up by when somebody says a Christian can have a demon. I've had to stop saying that because it makes so many people just kind of flip out. Oh, Christians can't have demons. Okay, I get that, because that implies that that's possession, and that's incorrect. But Christians can be afflicted and oppressed by the enemy. Why are we armoring up? What's the purpose of us supposed to be armored up in the full armor of God if we can't be afflicted and oppressed by Satan? It's exactly what spiritual warfare is. You get these crazy thoughts in your head, or you get this imagery in your head, and like, where did that come from? I listen. If you do not have a problem with the thoughts and the imagery in your head sometimes that comes along on the daily, for me, if you don't have a problem with that, that is a problem, because I have to literally rebuke and bind all day long. Rebuke and bind and cast out all day long. And why is that? Well, because it's not my thoughts. It's not my heart. It is Satan. It is the enemy. That is why we are to armor up. And that is also why Paul says to take every thought captive. Now, this is also a video geared toward Christians who are walking with God, who are walking in the Spirit, who have put their fleshly, or trying to put their fleshly desires down, laying them down at the feet of Jesus, dying to self daily, right? You're not living in unrepentant sin and sleeping around or living with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, no, you are following Jesus, and you love him, and you try to please him and do his commands, right? Now, those who claim to be Christian say, oh, I love Jesus and I was saved, and but I'm living with my boyfriend or my girlfriend, or I'm sleeping around, and I don't really know what God says about that because I don't read my Bible. I'm not talking about them, because one, I would question your salvation, and two, if you don't have any conviction, that means that the Holy Spirit has become void in you, because you're not walking with God. It's become void in you because the Holy Spirit is never going to override what your own will wants. You have to submit to God. So this video is geared toward those who are walking with the Lord, who are trying and making that effort to walk with him and to please him, and reads his word and tries, to know the heart of God, and walking with him and trying to know his commands. Those are the ones who are probably rebuking and binding all day long, because Satan is trying to sift you like wheat. He wants to make you stumble. He's going to afflict you and oppress you. I don't claim to know everything there is to know about the Bible. And if somebody says they know it all, that would be suspect to me. But we are all disciples of Jesus, and we are all trying to learn. So I want to be teachable. I'd like to teach, but I want to be teachable as well. So if I'm in error, please shoot me a message, I think that most Christians are on the same page. And the reason why I say that is because when someone uses the term, oh, Christians can have demons, that immediately implies, oh, they can be possessed. They're wrong. No, that it's just saying demons are unclean spirits. They can oppress Christians. That's all that means. But I would highly advise, since there is such craziness around that word, such a rising and uproar of, oh, Christians can have demons, why don't we just stop saying that and say, yes, we can be oppressed by unclean spirits. We can be demonized by them. And demonization is just being oppressed by unclean spirits. We have got to come together, guys. There's no division here. We're on the same page. It's literally just the terminology and the phrase, oh, Christians can have demons. No, you're wrong. You can't. Okay, just stop. Christians can be oppressed by unclean spirits. Unclean spirits are demons. So, demonized, yes. We're on the same page.